You type the message, look it over, and then you stop. Your hand withdraws. You delete the draft and lock the screen. Inside, you already know the right move. You know where your boundary lies. But instead of acting, you take a screenshot and send it to a friend with a question. Does this sound okay? We routinely treat our own intuition as an incomplete draft. We get a quiet nudge in our gut telling us exactly what to do, but we dismiss it as nonsense until we receive a stamp of outside confirmation. This micro moment of hesitation is a chronic symptom of a society that has forgotten how to trust its own mind. We live in an era of constant peer review. We outsource our decision-making to dozens of external nodes because we fear being wrong much more than we desire to be authentic. Seeking a committee's approval relieves the immediate anxiety of a choice, but over time, relying on the judgment of others diminishes your capacity to trust yourself. Eventually, those external signals will conflict. One friend says to stay, another says to go. When you have no internal anchor, these contradictions leave you completely frozen. We use others as a shield to create a false sense of safety. If a decision fails, we can point to the group's consensus, making it their mistake, not ours. By outsourcing your judgment to avoid failure, you forfeit your ability to steer your own life. In 1841, Ralph Waldo Emerson provided a direct antidote to this cycle in his essay, Self-Reliance. Emersonian self-reliance is a radical act of self-trust. It isn't about isolation or being stubbornly independent. It is the practice of honoring your own thinking in a world that asks you to ignore it. He called this your iron string, a quiet, innate intelligence. Society is designed to drown this out, training us to value data and public opinion over that initial internal nudge. Emerson described society as a joint stock company where members agree to surrender their liberty in exchange for the security of belonging. In this environment, conformity is the only virtue society accepts. True self-reliance is a battle to turn down that social noise. Only when the chatter fades can you finally hear the clear signal of your own truth. You can see the abandonment of the iron string in everyday scenarios. In a workplace meeting, you second-guess a good idea. You delete the proposal, rewriting it to match what the room expects to hear. In a relationship, you feel a boundary has been crossed, but you don't honor that feeling. You screenshot the text and send it to a committee of friends to validate your reaction. In your personal life, you feel a pull toward a new passion, then quietly abandon it the moment a peer raises a skeptical eyebrow. In each of these moments, the cost of conforming to external expectations is the slow erasure of who you actually are. Choosing to stop the public polling is a slow, difficult practice of unlearning. But as you dial back the chatter, you begin to experience a sense of clarity, hearing your own internal signal for the first time. This doesn't mean every choice will be perfect. You will make mistakes. But making a wrong call based on your own intuition builds genuine confidence. You learn from your own experience rather than resenting the advice of someone else. When you stop waiting for the group's permission, you gain momentum. You act with a level of decisiveness that was impossible when you were seeking consensus. Reclaiming your decision-making power allows you to act with agency. You are making choices that actually belong to you, setting the course for a future you've defined for yourself. Tomorrow, pay attention to the physical urge to ask for a second opinion before you make a choice. When you feel that impulse, pause. Sit with the uncomfortable tension of not knowing the right answer for sure. Make the call yourself and firmly stand behind it. This is exactly how you reclaim your own mind. External answers will never fill an internal void. You don't need more advice. You need to trust yourself.